Hey everybody, this is Map Pup with part 3 of my Supremacy 1914 playthrough. Part 2, I just started building my recruitment offices and showed you what all these buttons down here were. So if you missed that, go back and look at part 2. Uh, my recruitment offices just finished building. If you're ever, I just kind of want to show you this real quick. If you're ever building something and you get back on and it's got like a few minutes left to build or a few seconds, and you're just kind of waiting for that to be finished before you can start building something else. There's a little refresh button down here that you can click so that it'll pop up that you can start building again as soon as it's done. So first things first, I want to start building different things in my regions. First things first is I want to get my capital out of Constantinople. Uh, the capital building offers a bonus to whatever region is put in, a production bonus. So you want your capital to be in a region. It's got a resource that you really want. It's very effective in a double resource region because a double resource region already produces twice as much as a normal region. And then the capital gives you like a 33% boost. So it ends up being more like a 66% boost. So the first thing you always want is to put it in a more strategic location where it's safe. But that second factor is that you want it to be put in a region where um, it can do the most damage, so to speak. So there's really no region that's safer. Halab will eventually be safer because I plan on taking the Syrian regions and moving south, but that's also really close to the border. If something bad would happen where Arabia came up before I can get Syria, or just Arabia having an active nation in general, that would really put my capital in danger if they got through somehow. So the place I like to put it in the Ottoman Empire is right here in Samaria. So, because it's double iron, I normally view iron as more important than wood because later in the game you use more iron to build weapons than you do wood. Wood's more important for building railroads, but I'm never too worried about getting a railroad put in every region. I'm more worried about getting them placed in strategic regions or double resource regions because railroads also give you that production boost. So we'll go to the scenario, click on build button, come on guy, and then capital. And right here over to the right, it'll show you the different things, bonuses you get for capital. So you get the cost, it only cost me 2,000 coin, which I start off with about 150,000, but it also cost me 5,000 iron and lumber each. That's kind of a setback, especially when you're starting out, but I'll deal with it. Construction time takes 2 days. So basically, I got to make sure Constantinople doesn't get taken over for 2 days. And then it gives a plus 10 morale to my region, which is fantastic. So, and the closer your regions are to the capital, the quicker the morale will go up. So you'll see when you're playing, the farther outstretched your country gets from your capital, the slower that region's going to build its morale up. So if I take over a country that's right next to or a region right next to my capital, the morale is going to go up pretty fast. But if I took over like the southern United States, the morale would go up extremely slow. So we're going to build that capital. The next things I want to look towards building are my fortresses. Fortresses give your region a defensive bonus, so that you don't have to have as many troops in there to defend, or you can keep the same amount of troops in and just be able to kill more troops when your region's attacked. And then it also gives that region a morale boost. So it'll build the morale up faster in that region and keep the ceiling for the morale higher. Now the morale will uh, can't go above 100%, but you'll eventually start taking regions that are too far away from your capital to have 100% morale, and you can build fortresses as a cheap way to kind of raise the morale up in that region. So if you have a region that can only go up to 90% morale, you can build a level 2 fortress, and that would raise the morale up to 10% it needs to be at 100%. So I want to protect Constantinople, so I'll build fortress here first. And Constantinople is apparently the one that busts you all the way across the map. But I'll build here first because, as I mentioned, I want this as a springboard into the rest of Europe. So eventually, when I'm done focusing on Arabia and probably this section of northern Africa down here, and maybe Caucasus, I'm going to want to get into Europe. So if I haven't made an alliance with another nation that's bordering me at Constantinople, I'm going to use it as a spot that I can land my troops in and start a land invasion. So I want to build up the fortress there so I can make sure I keep it. Second region I'm going to build one in is Rize, and that's just to protect me from Caucasus. It's an easy border to defend. I can just keep 10 troops there pretty much and just keep building up the fortress. And if I have 10 troops there and a fortress all the way to level 5 and they attack me, I can defend that region with 10 troops against like an attacker of 50 to 60 troops. And then they'll hold them off long enough that I can even put more troops in there. And it's just with one region to defend with a high fortress, it's just easy going. And then the next region, I'll build a fortress up down here in Fungusta just so I don't have to worry about somebody taking it. I don't want to give the region up. It's kind of sucks because you only have it, it doesn't build troops very fast. I get to keep my 10 troops there. It might just be easier to give up the region, but I don't want to because once if I leave that region open as a temptation for Greece, then it invites open war with Greece, and then they'll attack Constantinople. So if I keep this region defended, it kind of acts as a deterrent for war. So I can't build it right now because I don't have enough iron. So what I'm going to do, go to the stock market, buy the cheapest iron I can. If you got to buy some resources right off the bat to build stuff, that's fine because they start you off with a lot of money in this game. So I just spent about $35,000 for some extra iron. And let me build it. Kind of glitchy. Now the makers of Supremacy they're getting rid of the Java engine, which I think is great because this Java engine kind of messes up every once in a while. But they're moving to something better. I can't remember what, like HTML5. So it's going to be like Java just in the web browser. So it'll load easier. There's going to be less glitches with the game and everything. And there's not that many now, but it's something nice. Now, after we've gotten all those built, next thing I want to start building are my barracks. Barracks give your regions boosts to the recruitment. So regions with barracks in it will recruit soldiers faster, but you only want to place barracks in double resource regions. Because double resource regions, they produce twice as much resources, but they also recruit troops twice as fast. So you want to give that boost to your uh, regions that are already producing more troops. And that's also because you can't put a barrack in every single region. Because barracks, they put a drain on your grain faster than if you didn't have the barrack. So if I put a barrack in every single region, if I put it in Halib, I might take off 5 hours from my recruitment time because that's the only bonus you would really get in a single resource region. But the amount of grain it would take away from me wouldn't even be worth it. So I only build them up in my double resource regions. So Angora is going to get a barracks. Once Smyrna is done building the capital, I'll build the barracks up there too. So that about covers it for the initial build for your first few minutes in your country. After this, I'm going to go over troop placement and what I'm going to do attacking and defending wise.